Good have Shabbos, everyone. Shabbos after Purim, Shabbos Parshas Ki Sisa, Shabbos Parshas Parah. We go Geula Geula, from the Geula of Purim to the Geula Mitis of Chodesh Nisan. And the Rebbe speaks, we spoke many times about Parshas Parah. The Parshas Parah is a parsha of intuition, where the soul, the Yedea Lev, that the heart knows, has an intuition, knows something's about to happen, something great's about to happen. And therefore it's only for the person that's connected, essentially, that person knows that something's going to happen. Therefore, for a zar, for someone who's a foreign, someone who's not part of the story, this is not something that's talking to them. And a person has to get in touch with their intuition, knowing that although the Korban Pesach comes after the Korban Parshas Parah, first we have Parah, and Parah is the preparation for Matan, for Korban Pesach. We purify ourselves in order so we should be able to sacrifice the Korban Pesach. So it's already, we're holding that we have intuition, the Geula is about to come, we're getting ready. And that we have to institute, we have to actually actualize that in our understanding, in our life, to be in touch with that actuality, that Mashiach is about to come, and therefore we purify ourselves, we get ourselves ready to be able to sacrifice the Korban Pesach. And this also connects really to two ideas we learned this morning about the Purim, that we're leaving Purim, we're still in the month of Adar, which is the month of Simcha. But the Rebbe says the idea of Toiv Leiv Mishta Tamid. What does it mean? A person who is living festivities, is in touch with Simcha at all times, is a Tov Leiv. And what's a Tov Leiv? A good heart. A good heart means a person who has a Das Rechava, has a broad understanding, and therefore is Samech B'Chelkoi, very present and happy with their situation. Because it's only when you become small and petty is when we think that we have great needs. When do we have great needs? Is when Daitim Kasara, when our minds are small, when we get petty, so we start focusing on the wrong things. But when we have a broader understanding, we focus on the right things, and therefore we're happy and we're content and we're present. And also that is very much connected to what we said before. You're a person that's able to be in touch with your intuition. You're seeing things from a larger picture. And the Rebbe says that the bracha that we say, that we ask that Hashem stands with us, that it's an amazing lesson the Rebbe finishes off. That if a person generally is in a large space, is able to see things in a large way, but sometimes falls under the influence of being petty, so a person may think that Hashem gets upset, or Hashem says, what's the matter with you? Why are you being petty? But we have to also have tolerance for pettiness, because a person who's generally in the right path, sometimes we have these petty needs, and sometimes we have needs that are maybe beneath us, and we get worked up, and we get excited, and we fall into anxiety. So we say to Hashem that in general, the fact that we have needs now is not our general mindset. We're people with large minds. But when we get petty, please fill the needs even when we're petty, because as a healthy general picture, it's something that's positive. It's a lesson we have with others as well when we're dealing with children or spouses or people in our lives. So we can say, why are you being petty? It's small. But sometimes you have to give in to pettiness, give in to the small needs of a person, because in general the person's healthy. And this leads us to the third point that we want to talk about today, which is the idea of the Haftorah of Parshas Ki Sisa, the Haftorah of Eliyahu Navi on Har Carmel, when he tells the Jewish people that you stop sitting on the fence. And we have the beautiful idea the Rebbe teaches us, that what is the idea of sitting on the fence? Why is it worse to sit on the fence than to serve idols? Because when a person sits on the fence, it's not just that you're in doubt. When a person's sitting on the fence means you're not committed. A person who serves idols, as bad as that is, which is horrible, it's worst of error you could do. But in the one side, the silver lining is that the person's committed. The person's committed to the Avodah Zarah, but she's committed. And therefore, when you transform, when you do tshuva from the Avodah Zarah, you could be committed to Hashem. A person who sits on the fence means you're not committed. The only thing you're committed to is yourself, your own self-interest, your own agenda. And therefore, sometimes you'll serve God, and sometimes you serve Avodah Zarah, whatever fills that need. But therefore, the Jewish people were able to say Hashem Hu Elikim, and 2 days, 3 days later, they're still serving the Baal. Because their problem was they had a problem with committing to something spiritual, something beyond themselves. So we bundle this all together, getting to Parshas Parah. And we know our Yedea Lev, our heart knows, we have that intuition, something great's about to happen. It's time to get committed. And it's time to be large, to think large. And even if we have petty needs, we should know that that's just part of the process. Sometimes we have petty needs, but it's okay. But in general, we should be people that think large. We're Tov Leiv, we're Samech B'Chelkoi, we're present, we're happy with ourselves, and we're seeing the bigger picture, hopefully. That we're going to stand here, Shabbos Parah, get ready to be purified. for the coming of Mashiach Tzidkenu with the Korban Pesach and the Beis Hamikdash Kodesh here in Yerushalayim. That's right. The Beis Hamikdash is going to be on Har Habayis. That's why we say Lashana Haba Yerushalayim. It's been a desire for the Jewish people for 2,000 years. Lashana Haba Yerushalayim means that when we do the Yom Kippur service, and when we do the Haggadah, we say the Haggadah, we're saying that next year we're going to do this in Yerushalayim with the Beis HaMikdash, with the sacrifices as Hashem wants. May it be speed in our times. Good Shabbos, and a happy Shabbos.